Welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't posted in a while. That is my fault. My editor, he actually hurt his arm, so we haven't been able to put out videos. But we're back at it. We're gonna start putting out content. Not as crazy as we were before, but definitely gonna have at least one video per week. This week, we're definitely gonna talk about how I believe Amazon is gonna kill it over the next coming months with one specific game, and that is NewWorld. As you all know, it's been a highly controversial topic about Amazon Game Studios launching this game, having up to 900,000 players at any given point, to coming crashing and burning all the way down to the lowest we've seen, which is 13,000 active players, which is crazy to think that there's been that massive of a drop over the very short time that this game has been out. And I'm going to state exactly why I think we're going to see a major uptick in active players over these coming months. Let's talk about the history of NewWorld, okay? Amazon game, they come in with this great MMO RPG game that is supposed to kill the industry, right? Comes out NewWorld. Everybody's talking about it, everybody's streaming it, everybody's watching it, everybody's playing it like crazy. Myself didn't want to play it. I know I wanted to play it, but I know I'd be addicted to playing it. So I waited. And come December, somebody bought the game for me for Christmas as a gift, and I decided to start playing it right at the beginning of January, after a few months in. Little did I know how many issues there were in this game, and that the player base had already started to drop off. As I started to play the game, I'm going through the story, I'm going through the system, learning about all these bugs, all the issues. Though it did have those in there, I still like the overall game overall, and I've been a fanboy. I've been playing ever since. But if we look at what was the problem with NewWorld that was very prominent to players, number one, travel was absolutely ridiculous. You're literally running everywhere in this game. It's more of a running simulator than it ever was actual MMORPG game. Not only that, but if you did have the luxury of fast traveling, Azov costs were ridiculously expensive. Not only that, the leveling system had its bugs. They had weapons not triggering abilities, overlapping, cutting them off, and not only that, but trying to scale in the beginning was very, very tough and very, very grindy. And people did complain about this. Some of your hardcore players absolutely loved it, but in the end, if you want a game to keep its player base, you have to make it valuable to both sides, and it was only one-sided in this area. Trading posts, taxes in cities were absolutely ridiculous. It was hard to keep a house, get taxed on a house, you got taxed on trading, you were literally getting taxed on everything. Though I understand what they were trying to do with the economy, it's not what was good for the game. And I think they have finally recognized that, right? So if we just look at those base items, which there's plenty more inside this game as you play through, but if we look at this, was the most biggest complaints right off the bat. We haven't even touched on storage, which was getting taxed every time you wanted to pull something out of a city that you were not in, which was the biggest pain because it was hard to organize your bank and you couldn't travel because the Azov cost was ridiculously high. So your bank, whatever you put in it, if you weren't very, very strategic and organized and OCD about it, your banks were a mess and you didn't know what you had or what you needed, or materials to craft things in certain areas, with crafting tiers being 3, 4, or 5 depending on the area you're at. It was just an absolute nightmare. And then we talk about the storyline, which was pretty much just go to one person, get a quest, run 35 minutes, talk to somebody for 5 seconds, run 35 minutes back, and then you get the quest done. Boring. Cannot do that to player base. Adding cutscenes in, adding storytelling in, actually having some dialogue inside the game is gonna help your game overall. These were all mistakes that NewWorld had in the beginning, and we all thought Amazon Games failed. And we all know Amazon as being this big, massive giant that literally crushes any industry it touches. Well, that was sad to say. NewWorld was looking like it was about to die. And I guess you could still argue that the game is dead currently to this day. But over the last 5 to 6 months, I've been watching closely, still playing NewWorld, paying attention to the dev updates, watching what they're doing with the community and watching what they're trading and changing inside the game, and I think I'm starting to see a recipe for success. Now, this could be biased, don't get me wrong, but if they keep doing what they're doing, I believe that they're going to expand their player base. So let's kind of look at what they have fixed on our list of things that we thought were problems. The biggest thing to me, banking space. They knocked off banking space. They stopped charging you taxes to move it from one place to another if you're not in the city. And though it's not global storage, it's pretty darn close. And I think they listened to the community with this and they fixed that problem. Not only that, Azoth costs. They fixed it. Azoth is now currently obsolete in the game in my eyes unless you're crafting. But in order to travel, it's costing you very, very little, which is phenomenal. Okay, so you can actually fast travel. We all want mounts, don't get me wrong, but the fast travel points will do. And if I did count correct, in the new Brimstone area, there is 12 fast travel points across the area, which is absolutely insane. So you'll be able to get to a lot of places a lot faster. Taxes. They stopped taxing every little thing in the game at a massive amount. You can now own 3 homes and not have to be a billionaire. You can actually only pay $112, $140 per month for your house inside the game. Easy money. Not a problem. Now it's not a problem to own houses and it actually gains storage in those areas. So they have fixed that problem. Storytelling. With this new update, they really are focusing on the early game leveling sequence. They have revamped old areas to make them look new and fresh and actually look like they put effort into the storyline and actually what the game looks like visually, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. Okay? Not only that, but they're actually revamping how the story is told, the cinematics in it, the storyline, and giving a lot more information about the game in the early games. I've been playing the PTR, and I have seen a ton of improvements. I thought I was going to log in, I was going to be level 60 in an area, and as I logged in, I noticed it was early game, literally starting at the tutorial, which kind of was discouraging because I want to definitely go see Brimstone Sands to go find the sand worm that's out there mysteriously lurking, but I ended up going through the tutorial and going through the beginning of the game, which I noticed a major improvement on the gameplay side of it and also what they're trying to do with the leveling system and visual aspect of it. So I think that Amazon Games is really, really trying here. Not only that, but I can see one major thing is that they're starting to listen to the community and what we're saying and actually adapting the game to make it better and what actually players like. They have to do this really balancing act thing, I think, between listening to me, the hardcore player, and the new player coming to the game. They have to have a good game for both people. So they have to do a lot of end game activities to hold those high-end, grindy, hardcore players onto the game. And I think that's what they're doing with the Brimstone expansion, the world boss, the new dungeon that they have going on, and all this exciting stuff that they're adding to the game. But right alongside of that is that they're revamping the beginning of the game for new coming players that are coming into the game that are just or returning that may have locked their character or deleted it, and they're really starting this brand new experience for it. So I really think that these guys over the next 2 months are going to see a massive increase in player base. We have seen, if we look at the numbers in Steam charts, it definitely an increase in playerships over the last month. And I think this is just a beginning of a long-term plan to make New World better. And I could see with their roadmap that they put out 5 months ago when I was watching the dev update, and I said this is exactly what New World needs, and they're executing on everything that they're saying that they're doing. So I believe that Amazon Game is going to end up killing it in the gaming industry, and New World is just the first example of that going to be happening. I could be right, I could be wrong, we'll have to just wait and see. But I'm going to keep bringing you New World content like this every single week, and guys, keep you updated to see if my predictions come true. If they don't, I'll keep playing. Doesn't matter. As long as there's people in the world, I can get to dungeons, I can play new areas, I'm excited to keep playing. I played RuneScape for 20 some odd years, and this game is something that I've always wanted RuneScape to have, and that's why I like New World. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys learned something from this, if you guys want to see my predictions, if you want to track our progress, Be sure to click that subscribe button, hit the bell to get notified when I post videos, and I'll be sure to revisit this topic over the next coming months as we see what the players actually do with this and the player numbers actually go over the next few months with the Brimstone Sands update coming. I'll be sure to be watching it every single month to see what's going on with NewWorld and how they change and adapt, because I think this is only the beginning for Amazon Games. I really think NewWorld is a new stepping stone for them into the gaming industry. I really think they're going to go after it pretty hard over the next few years, so we'll have to wait and see. Appreciate you guys for watching. Enjoy it and have a good day.